situated here. This YouTube, I know I'm live. Post the Instagram story. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's having a good holiday season. Mine is a bit meh because I have to work a bit, but that's fine. We just roll with the punches. So today we are back with more Sisters of Battle, and we don't actually have a whole lot of work to even do today. We're finishing up these Luce themed Sacresants, because this is a match made in heaven, meme heaven. And there's not a whole lot left to do on the paint job. It's pretty much finish the paint job, apply, do the basin effect, wash, and then, that's probably gonna be it for the stream. I'll probably finish up like the trim on the base and, the satin coat on my own. So the only thing we have left to do on the models themselves is the green boots, which is not something I did because I didn't have a good green yesterday when I was working on them. So I found this cool green, and we're gonna try it out as the boot color, and hopefully this works. If not, I might have one other green that maybe worked here. So even if this is, I feel this is pretty close and it's going to get all muddied and whatnot, just like Luce's design is. So yeah, that's the plan. Is oh yeah, there's that, and then one other really small, tiny detail I want to do on Luce, on the Sacresants, is that these beads that's on the Ecclesia, the rosary, there we go. A gold here, but on the Luce, her prayer beads, her rosary beads, are different colors. I'm bringing it up on my end here. It goes green, red, yellow, and blue, which I'm not sure if that's something I'm going to be able to get all those colors on, but I'm going to try to represent it the best I can on these. Or I might just do it on the Superior and go from there. So let's get right into it. Be wet my wet palette. Probably should have done that pre-stream, or this pre-stream, but oh well. How we roll. And yes, I'm absolutely reusing a piece of wet palette paper here, just because I don't feel like wasting them, you know? Sometimes after you let them dry. The paint from the previous night just kind of chips off. Unless the thing's a total mess, I like to try to reuse them. Alright, so, yeah, I think we're about ready to get going. The only other announcement I have to make, excuse me, is that I do have a mega stream planned for at the end of this year. Well, no, corrected. It was originally planned for at the end of this year, but it's gonna be at the start of next year. There's just no way I was able to fit it in time for the end of this year. I wanted to, but I guess it's probably better, might be better to just start off next year on a really good foot. Yes, physics plugin, it is. Okay, move this stuff closer to me. Yeah, as you can see, I tried different greens before on this, and it just wasn't jiving with me at all. Hopefully this doesn't come out too bad, despite all the different greens on top of it. If it doesn't, well, it's going to get covered up in mud anyway, because that's kind of the theme. And the weathering's gonna bring all the different layers together. So I think it's working out. One boot's definitely darker than the other, but that's just because I was experimenting. I'm gonna touch up this left boot one more time. I think that's pretty good for the superior. That's done. Oh, I also need to touch up this. Look at this. I missed a nice piece of copper, bronze, or whatever down there. Oh, that's not it. That's shade. Yeah, painting these were a nice, hard lesson that I've already learned, but I had to deal with. Of, painting things in, painting minis when they're in pieces. Because these were a real pain in the ass to get to some of the places. The heads, the guns behind the shields, it was just nuts. Yeah, this is turning out to be a different green entirely, so I'm gonna see what happens if I just do 2 coats. Entirely different from the superior, and that's because I'm not putting. I came to the superior's boots. I was putting this green on top of other random greens, so this was definitely going to be different. I should have known that. Out. Dead. I'll be a bit careful some here because I'm gonna accidentally whiplash green onto some yellow here. That's one coat on this. Oh, ooh, that's, if you could see that, but I got a lot of green there on the yellow behind the knee, so that. I even got some on the field. Oh, that cleaned up. So between the two, I think this is the one on the right here is definitely a much closer, accurate color. While this one is just dark by circumstance. That's fine. She's the superior, so her gear could be slightly different, maybe a bit more weathered. Anything else? Alright, looking good. I gotta fix clips. I feel we're pretty unavoidable considering the locations of them. Oh, the yellow's not gonna cover up this easily, huh? Hmm. Alright, so what I'll do is that these type of mistakes are going to be unavoidable. So what I'll do is I'll like factory line it a bit. I'll put this off to the side, and then once I'm done with these 4, I'll go ahead and go back and then do them and put on some primer over the mess up, and then some white paint over it, or some white paint over it, and then yellow over that. The best way to avoid mess ups, or having to fix mess ups, is to not make the mistakes in the first place. And then gotta fuel. Passive. 5 minutes. May come back and do it in a minute or two and get another sort of yellow on it. Might have got some on the inside of the shield, but I really don't think I'm going to see it. It's in the miniature equivalent of that abyss that exists between the console, center console of your car, and the passenger seat or the driver's seat. I'm going to be playing a game this weekend with my sisters here. I think I'm going to use Fingers of Flame. That still might be the best attachment at the moment. Alright, looking good. Go back to this one and try to fix up that one slip. We only need like one more. Yeah, there we go. So before moving on, I guess I'm going to start correcting slip-ups on number 2 here. So first, brush on primer, because this stuff does a really good job. That coverage. while being light enough to allow me to put white over it pretty easily. These systems on. Kind of a didn't want to necessarily like slap chop this section because of how close robes were to it. Hey, I don't think this. I have to. There's a little bit of green I got on the road there. I don't know if that's even seen on camera. I'm gonna just do a spot check of these for this to turn out a bit light. Something I'm finding about speed paints is that don't use like the suggested white base. I find they work a lot better with gray primer instead of white. Then the colors just kind of come out too light. You might need like another coat or two in order to bring it up to the color that you need it. Well, before I spot check, I'll back to cover. And that's something I actually forgot to do before I started on Sacresants was go back and try to recover it with gray primer. Right over gray. It's the same white this was primed with. Theoretically, the yellow go on pretty perfect. So the green as well. Everything should blend together without having a dark spot like this one does right there, right above the knee. Let her chill. You're good. You're actually good too. Might have been just that one. What I'll do here, take a bit of yellow around the grid. In a few moments here while I'll check up on some things. They bring up a bit of Luce here. So you got the beads, right color. Lo and behold, it does start out green, the same green that's the boots. So I'm gonna try this. I might actually fuck this up. But I'm probably only gonna do it to the superior here. First one is green, the second one is red. If you're wondering why these have not, the sisters themselves haven't been painted to their finest detail, is simply because I just don't have that skill. There's definitely details I leave out on purpose. There's red there. trying to do over the boobs here. Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare. And if I do that for one, I'm gonna have to do that for all my other systems. Not something I'm willing to do, to be honest. Wait. Good enough. Next is blue. Like a navy blue. Save me, Tamiya. Very careful here. I get too much. Yes. Oh. Oh. Not on there. Looks a bit green, probably because I'm going over gold. There we go, now it's looking low. Right, I'm gonna go back and go over, not over, I'm gonna go to the last gold one on the right here because it's not quarter. And I don't know if this detail at all is coming up on camera, but yeah, we got the and we got a green. A couple greens actually. One with a bit more green, another green on the left side because her stuff. There's a lot more green that goes off the one side here, but for hers, one green, red, white, and blue. So hopefully that comes up on the camera. So, okay, cool. So that's done. I'm not going to do that to everybody else. That's just the superior. Not going to push my luck. And then we're going to go back to her and finish her up. First and foremost. Away this blue until I use it again. Alright, do I have... Oh, I do. Some IPA here. I may need to empty out my water jug here. Or water cup. Yeah, this green just doesn't want to come out. What we'll do is that we'll actually put this in. I'll deal with this later. It's a cheap brush, so if I mess this one up, no big deal. I think I'm in the camp of buying cheap brushes and doing my best to take care of them while I avoid using expensive brushes because I do mess those up. Alright, last thing to do for this one is get green. And she is done. So the base models are finished outside the wash. Yeah. So next thing is we're gonna work on the base. Now, according to the lore, the canon, if you will, for Luce is that her boots need to be muddy. That's part of her design. Mostly like standing for like resilience. So we're gonna fuck this base up using this stuff. Vallejo Diorama FX. I've used this before on my on another set of sisters, and it's really cool. So I'm gonna take the worst brush I have. This one here. It up and then start applying it. And like get it all over the boots and the bottom of the robes. Bit more on there. It's a bit on the bottom of the shield too. Now, if you think the rest of the sister right now doesn't look as weathered, that's fine. We're going to get to that eventually. What I want to do, though, is I want to get this off base is a lot more even for when I paint it a bit more. I'm not going to use tufts on them. I will, however, use these rocks because if they're supposed to be muddy, I assume something kind of that's maybe a bit more like a trench line. Yeah, maybe I'll make the Superior a bit more muddy just so it... So her weathering makes a bit more sense. Pretty big rock to do this too. Probably shouldn't have this like middle like I do. Slide that off to the side. Alright, that one is good for this step. Like, she's the Superior, so she's the veteran. She's been around, so she can have the most dirty stuff. She's the most daring. She's the one that's more than willing to get dirty. All these other guys, these are probably could be just former battle sisters who got like real good, real pious, but may not be as good as the Superior because you know this needs to be a rank shot. Now, there always needs to be some form of superiority for the leader. This is what I learned in the Marines. Even if there's two privates, somebody was in there for a day longer than the other. Someone has to take charge. Someone becomes the leader. Oh, that's something I forgot to do on the last one, is hit up the shield with some of this. Once. Some food, maybe. Out. Be able to make some shape of it. Slab this stuff on. Here. To the left. Yeah, also tip, if you ever use this stuff for yourself, use like a bad brush or throwaway brush for this, because this does not treat brushes well. He's kind of really behind to the back of the base, so I'm going to use kind of a smaller rock so I don't obscure her too much. exact opposite problem here is I have a lot of space. Might go with a couple rocks here. Tricky spot to get to. The back leg there is a bit tricky to get to with this big ol' messed up crush. Oh, I seem like I got like a nice bit of green on the mace there. What I'll do to get behind there on that, I'll burn a PA applicator. Rocks. You stay right there. It's an accident. Just down. Another tiny one. Hide. And what I'll do is I need to fix up that one little spot there with quote unquote gold. Definitely more of a copper. I've been using it as a copper. Where's my... I have a thing. An alternative grip. Here we go. So, they're physically weathered. The bases are just about, well, Diorama FX part of the base is done. So now it's time for good old washes and a bit of painting, just so I can make... I want to try to make, I want to make the ground darker. I want to make it more... like it's fresh mud. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take... I got to look at my weathering box. And I'm going to take some burnt umber here, which is this very dark brown with a bit of red in it. So I'm going Then I'll use this. I'll try to paint the base, try to slightly do it over it. Maybe get this puddled up in some of the recesses. And then I'm going to use this oiled earth wash to wash the rest of the model. I do. We're gonna start with the superior here. Now, normally this stuff is supposed to take like a let's say drive approximately 30 to 45 minutes. But I'm gonna go ahead and fuck with it, just try to speed it up a bit. Now, if you're wondering why I'm using air, is because this stuff's already pre-thinned. Airbrush paints are already pre-thinned because it has to go through the airbrush. So the trick is knowing that it's already pre-thinned, so you could kind of already use this as a wash. And in fact, I use it as a wash a lot. When I do cosplay work, I absolutely use it as a wash just by itself. I don't thin it down, I just put it on and wipe it off. It's a bit of a waste. Let's get to this too on like the bottom. But it's actually really effective, and I don't have to worry about, like, making my own. Kind of a pain. See, now that looks a lot better. That looks like nice and wet mud. Just stomping through. On the way to purge some heretics. Thing is, I'm going a bit too fast here. The only thing I should be doing is just trying to kind of like a light coat for it instead of trying to paint the entire ground this color. So under the rock should be a bit darker because it would have moisture would still absolutely exist. That section of mud. Me trying to lightly on. Because I think if I do this again, I'll probably just wait. Because I feel like I am moving around. Down pieces of the effects there. Yeah, I like that. That's like a nice slurry of mud. If you've ever been in the field when it's muddy out, that's what this kind of looks like. The trick I'm trying to do too is kind of only get in like the recesses. Because the mud that's like pushed up towards the top would definitely be the ones that died first, but I don't think I'm achieving that right now. White spot that's kind of bugging me. One more. Uh, Alright, well, that's done. So the last thing I have to do, I want to do, is do the wash on the rest of the figures, rest of the minis. Oh, here be the last bit of weathering. Actually, if you excuse me, I'm actually going to go and replace this. Just get more water in my cup. I am back. Off. Guys away. Oh, and let me grab... because this part tends to get a tad messy. Oh, sometimes again. But this is good, ready wash. I could just kind of leave it on here like this. Because it's meant to just kind of dry up and then get into all the small recesses. And typically I would try to do two colors, like I would use a light wash on the darker colors and then a dark wash on the lighter colors, but I think for this I'm just gonna go straight brown. A good color between the two, and because the whole mud theme, it's gonna fit. Kind of feels like cheating doing it like this, but yeah, I don't mind, you know, spending a few bucks just to be able to do it. Whether like this. Gives me a bit of time. This rock is a wash over the rock too. Go back and do it on this. And this actually might be a sub 2-hour stream. Amazing. Rarely happens on this channel. I like layering this on kind of thick up top so it runs down by itself. I think that's the best way to apply this stuff. That's 3 out of 4. But this one last also. much. My favorite thing about Wash is especially in this case, is my ability to just say, fuck it. Actually, that's my favorite type of weathering in general, is just fuck it, do whatever. Don't try to plan it, just do it. It feels like every time I try to be like cold and calculating with it, never comes out as good. Or as good as me just saying fuck it and then balling with it. And then I remember that little piece of film history here. In Star Wars, when they did their weathering, there was a lot of just fuck it too. There's definitely no planning there. I'm gonna go back to this one because I know I didn't hit up the rock. Now that's a movie I haven't seen in a while. Rock with Nick Cage and Sean Connery, two of my favorites. Like I got a few more wipes of green on places where there shouldn't be green. That's fine. Weathering's gonna cover it. Alright, so these girls are nearly done. So typically this is where I would wait a bit, go and try to wait a bit before doing this next step, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it now. Just to try to get it done. Out of the way. And that's paint the black rim on the base here. We're gonna bust out a contrast paint. Our Legion. Gosh, I had a bit of green on the tip before, but I'm gonna use it anyway because maybe the black is gonna deactivate and knock out the green. Hopefully. With this step, I'm using this Godiva thing because I have access to all 360 degrees on this base here. Whereas if I use the PW grip, I wouldn't. View. Best thing is trying to easily transfer this. That. Gotta change it up here. You have to stay for where I'm gonna move you. I'm in this space here. A lot of paints. And since it's still a bit early and I telework tomorrow, I'm going to be able to actually do a satin coat on these wheels too. Give them an hour before I do so. And last one for the first round. First round of the base. Seems like the brown wash didn't do a whole lot on the black, but that's kind of to be expected. I'm going to roll with it though. I'm not going to go back and try to redo that aspect. The satin coat might actually bring out the wash a bit more. Trying to do set all my washes is something I've been trying to do. Black is just kind of a hard color to wash. Because I could use like brighter like cans and whatnot, but it would still look like a different biome, different terrain than the rest of the wash. Trying to get that good mix. I think that it's also kind of realistic in real life too, so I try not to worry myself with it too much. Because, you know, it's like cars, like when it's, you know, rainy, dirty, salty out, it's harder to tell on black cars than it is on white cars. My last car was a black SUV, and the only time I could tell if it's dirty was like when it's like that heavy white salt from trying to de-ice the roads. Otherwise, it would take a lot of brown to show that it's dirty. A lot of dirt, maybe driving in some mud or something. To the left. And that's fun. That's probably not the truck. It's clean up pad. Where's my weapon? And like a minute, less than a minute, I'll show off Luce Sacresants. Not good enough. I had to move up. And here they are. The Luce Sacresants. All nice, weathered up. Acceptably grim duct. Maybe the weathering could be a bit more on the other sections, but I'm fine with this. And with a satin coat, they will be tabletop and what's the other word? Grade ready, I guess. At least by my standards. Oh, yep, this is it. So, announcements is I have a big marathon painting stream I have planned, which is probably going to happen not this weekend, but the next weekend, and I'm going to sprint for like 24 hours. Get a bunch of speed painting done. I'm going to paint a bunch of Tyranids, so look out for that. Excuse me. Am I right at? Oh, I'm still right under 2 hours, huh? Alright, I think that's about it. Hope you guys have a good set of holidays. Get some time off, relax a bit, chill out. Chill out with with your friends and family. And, yeah, if I don't stream again by the new year, wish you all Merry Christmas, Festivus for the rest of us, and I'll catch you all pretty soon. So, y'all have a good night, good holidays, and I'll catch you all later.